Welcome back to Helsinki, Finland. It is time for Group A deciders. There's two teams that have a little bit different route. One coming from the losers bracket, one coming from the upper side of the bracket. Nonetheless, they're fighting for their lives on the tournament. Please welcome on the stage ENCE eSports and Boom eSports. Welcome both of the teams to the stage. Eddie, how did you use your break?
We went over some things and just ate some food and drinks.
Are you ready to play?
Yeah, we are so ready. We are ready to take it all.
Elfie, how did you use your break?
Well, there wasn't really too long break, so some drinks and then come here. It's tight schedule here.
It is quite tight. Are you guys ready to roll?
Yeah, we are. We really want to win this match. We had so close games against the Gamers Origin. We had amazing hold in the Hollywood, full hold. But then the last map, we just couldn't adapt to their playing.
Anything you want to tell to the ENCE eSports and their Finnish fans?
Have fun.
Alfie?
Good luck, you will need it. We are going to be really hard to win now.
You heard, shake hands. And while Eddie gets to the team, Alfie, the coach, ends, we're ready to go. I know both of the casters are ready, so Jason, please take it away. Tomppa, homma asu.
Ah, I now know what he's saying. He's saying their names.
Oh.
Because we say
that?
obviously like very different.
Yeah.
But the way you say it in Finnish.
Oh, I clearly knew that.
Yeah, you clearly knew that. You know way more Finnish than I do, and you've only been here half a day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, so we are getting underway with our final game from Group A. It's going to be Boom eSports up against ENCE eSports.
Yes.
Boom, fortunately, did lose their first match versus Gamers Origin. Then they did beat the last match, which is against RV. Again, can't say the name, but was a very, very close one. ENCE, on the other hand, beat RV in the initial match, very one-handedly.
Yeah.
And then went to play against Gamers Origin, where they lost 1-2. So.
Okay, so ENCE actually taking a game off Gamers is pretty important as well,
Yeah,
because
I think so.
it shows that they can hang with the big boys of this. Of course, the groups that we will be going into the second group after this. We will see former NIP, RIP, now Giga, another team that we expect to get out. But that's, I think if you looked at these groups, you would expect them to be meeting sometime tomorrow. But now ENCE is showing that spoiler potential. What does Boom have to do to be able to hang with ENCE?
Now, I'll offer you this option. Do you want the honest answer, or do you want the answer?
I'm generally happier in life when people are lying to me.
Okay, so the answer. They just need to focus up a little bit.
Okay.
You know, really kind of focus on to killing the right targets at the right times.
Okay, give me the honest answer.
Hyperblock Time Chamber for about a month or two.
Yeah.
And then get the Dragon Balls, somehow wish for improving very quickly in a short amount of time, then go on to fight in the Tournament of Power, where somehow you overtake Goku and his team from Universe 7 from Earth.
You know I don't understand any of this.
I know. If ZP was here, he would be like, yeah, all right, go on, go on.
Nerds!
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult. I mean, the thing is, like, RV got smashed, obliterated. Yeah, it was the first series on stage, but it wasn't even close, and there was a lot of obvious mistakes at the time. And then they just barely escaped by because of a mistake that kind of like RV made. So, you know, Boom, there is potential to you know, put up a good fight against ENCE, but like ENCE getting that first win and having such a close match against GO, like they have to be like in the zone right now.
Yeah, you would think. I mentioned before we went on break that maybe if ENCE makes mistakes or takes them too lightly, that they can get stunned.
That's true. That's true.
So our maps are going to be Route 66, Lijiang Tower. If Boom can somehow steal Lijiang, which is the one that they chose to go to, which sometimes teams that are upstarts can do on control maps. You just kind of brawl a little bit.
I feel like Assault is like where you could potentially
that's where I'm taking
guard.
this as well, because if they can somehow steal Lijiang, we are going to a third map, which would be Assaults in Temple of Anubis. and that's anyone's game. So there is a path to victory. I think Control would be the one that they could bring it up in, because I mentioned that Yoko was crushing it on Genji, and maybe you can take over a Lijiang tower.
Yeah.
Genji can be good on Lijiang, and their Tracer play can be good there too. So that is the very optimistic path to it. But I think it's going to be very, very difficult. And I think ENCE is also a team that Geo and the other, big guns in the tournament should probably be a little bit afraid of.
So you gave me an answer about Boom, but give me your honest answer about Boom.
I think it's going to be a short match. I think it's going to be quick.
It's not necessarily as harsh as I expected you to be. I'm a little disappointed in you, Hex.
I'm
Clearly,
diplomatic.
this 27 hours of travel has made you less of a man.
My wit has been dulled.
Yeah, we'll be getting underway shortly with the match. And then we still have Group B to come up with some interesting matches, actually. So you have the ex-NIP, ex-RIP, now known as Team Giganti.
Right.
As like the forerunner of that one. Who else do you have? Helsinki Reds as well in there, which is like a shoe-in for second place potentially.
And Nyorika. Nyorika.
Yeah.
Something like
Nuriki.
that. Yeah.
Nuriki.
Yeah, New Ricky. Down with the old Ricky. Bring us new Ricky.
But they have like people like Twitty on the team, so there's definitely a potential chance for them to
All right,
make
well,
things
we're
happen.
kicking it off right away as we jump into Route 66. No chill in our intros. We're just going at it as teams will fight around first bend here. Does seem like both teams are running pretty standard compositions for what they've shown so far. Is ENCE eSports on the defense right now, going to try to catch the dive from the Phoenix.
Just trying to catch it, but the thing is, Reapa's getting a lot of healing off on Abido, which is the man they wanted to finish off there. But the Ana, I'm sorry, you have a lot of burst healing that's really hard to get there, even with the burst amount of damage you have. But one thing we've seen a little bit of a lack of out of Boom is being able to focus targets down correctly and with the right people on their own team. That pulse going to come through. Going to connect, but not going to get the kill. Finks is going to be healed back up momentarily. Actually, Transcendence was forced out here maybe a little bit early, and ENCE getting two ultimates with one.
Because they dove in there with Cloudy, and I think Cloudy ended up actually getting the nano boost to try to pressure down that Zenyatta, but Zenyatta transcends his way out of it. Still another aggressive dive in comes in, as Cloudy does not have the second jump, even though he's in Primal Rage mode, unable to get anything going there, unable to jump onto the edge again, and that's the opening that they need from Boom eSports. They go in there, Yoko's able to take down a couple, and for the next fight, they're going to have a Soundberry ready to go as well.
Let's see how much distance that they can maybe accomplish off this. They're obviously not going to get the capture on the first point. They have to take one more fight potentially here. Even RCK put up a preemptive sorry before he does go in and looking to assassinate the back lines. But attack vibes going to come in on Abido so far. And he'll get some decent damage in. Again, forcing him into some really rough areas. Looks like Eddie's going to be the first one to fall here, but not really much picked up off the back of that. The Phoenix going to get the jumping kill onto Ripa. And Unicaz is going to get the self-destruct off, but he gets Bido somehow. I'm not sure how you can get that kill there.
Yeah, a little bit interesting, and Boom, despite all things, has been able to pick these up, and then kind of the brawly nature of it. This is something that I predicted might help them out in Control, just being a team that wants to brawl, wants to fight it out, and they're going to take first point against ENCE eSports. And you know what? Even that is actually a little bit surprising me. I thought they were going to get shut down.
I would agree with you. I think they're channeling their inner POD here as they do pick up that first little point. I'm not sure if you get that reference, Boom song.
Yeah, here comes the Boom. Yeah.
Boom.
No, their first single was Southtown. Remember Southtown? Southtown's a jam, man. Yeah, I own that CD, actually. CD. Probably even date myself there.
What's that word?
Yeah, it was
cassette player?
Look at this disc. This shiny disc. There's a movie out there. RCK is going to come in, does end up taking down a couple. That's an SLC Punk reference, by the way.
I feel like you were like the type of guy that was like in high school, was like, yeah, I could burn you a sick CD, like a sick album, bro.
That's how I got all my girlfriends.
13
burning
songs.
the mix CDs.
What songs were on those?
Mostly Limp Bizkit. Well, I didn't date a lot.
Nookie. All right, well, Boom, they're still continuing to get the payload up a little bit further. Yoko just sitting there on the tracer, gets a little bit of extra distance in, forces ENCE to, again, keep its focus on the payload. And RCK going for that 1v1, that TVT battle. Reaper, though, can take down Eddie from long range. Good start for ENCE. And this is a chance to collapse here. You got the initial kill. Stop this payload from moving.
Cloudy is going to get himself out of there. He's ready for his Primal Rage. Should they want to come in over that left side angle, which is usually once this door is shut right there. Teams don't want to funnel in through the main gate, so they will roll around to this house angle. That's what Winston up there is looking for. If they choose to come in, they're going to be treated to getting knocked off, still getting cut off. The Winston is in for them on the offense. Phoenix trying to get something going. Primal Rage had come out already as Cloudy finds a couple people in a tunnel, and you are trapped in here with him. He's able to knock Eddie into a wall. ENCE's defense has stabilized on this second point so far.
So eSports maybe not taking Boom as lightly as maybe they did on the first point. Something you pointed out before. If they take them a little bit lightly, maybe Boom can surprise them. And with that first point, it might have surprised them as much as it did us. But now, ENCE has a lot of ultimates to use here. So they have the self-destruct, so they can zone relatively well. They got some time to buy Cloudy a chance to build the Primal Rage as well. They have the Transcendence there to stop any sort of visor coming out of Eddie. There's no Nano to follow up with, which I'm more than fine with actually not seeing here, considering you have the Transcendence. That self-destruct going to be used on the aggressive team here. Yannickaz doesn't really connect onto anyone. That's going to be Visors being called in now. Bida realizing there's no D.Va to stop his damage. He's going to look for some kills, but again, they're all just funneled up on the payload, all together, sticking together. And Cali still like it's a double? Where did that even come from?
Just up over the top. Route 66 is one of those stages where self-destructs can absolutely crush a team offensively, defensively, wherever. You don't see it coming because the rooftops really block a lot of it, and before you know it, a self-destruct is on top of you, and it is game over, man. He gets stuck in the corner, goes down. Rest in peace, Go Paxton. As he gets in there. Yeah, man. And that is 2 quick kills for Boom Esports as they try to get their offense back going. It's just RCK. Does look for a Winston battery. Finds the Jazz Lucio, which I know probably tilts you in some way.
More than it. No, there's nothing that tilts, that I can ever say that can compare to the amount of tilt you get with Genji.
Well, RIP has made their grand appearance in here.
Ready to watch RIP lose another tournament.
New Giga as they walk past our booth here.
He heard me. Fraggy heard me. He gave me a stare down.
He totally heard you. All right, so now the brawl will continue. The offense pushing it really well, though, as the Phoenix is able to take down Trickvide right away. And now the self-destruct comes in over the top. Going to be good to zone out. This is really where the defense has to make a decision if they want to commit more to this. It does seem like they do. Fido comes in, able to take down with the Helix Rocket just one. Stall out is here because the cart is being stalled, but there's only a couple of bodies left on this. The defense will give a lot of lives.
He's got self-destruct too.
Oh, maybe. I mean, they're buying a lot of time. This is what you wanted to see from our teams in the last round of Route 66.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the payload's still being stalled. They're just trying to keep themselves on this payload as long as they possibly can. The self-destruct will not be used, so it looks like Cali wants to commit it for the next fight that's going to happen to the 3rd phase, which ideally should be happening here in just a few seconds. And finally, Boom do cross the line, but they get the 2nd checkpoint again. Did not really expect them to be able to do just that, and yet they've been able to cross the 2nd, and now looking to close it out onto the 3rd.
I'm just trying to figure out how they're really doing it. I will say that Phoenix has been brave in his engagements, and the rest of his team is following him in there. He's been cut off from his team a lot of times during these dives, but he's still going after it with the faith that his team's coming in. Another self-destruct comes in over top. That one is one that you're able to get out of. And right now, it does seem like Boom's still able to be pushing forward. Yoko uses a pulse bomb. Fire Strike takes down Eddie. That might be the stabilizing kill that they needed on defense. Looking and chasing for more.
Yeah, you very well should. Build up some ults here, too. I mean, Cali just committed self-destruct is back up to 30%. Cloudy, who switched over to Reinhardt, is looking to channel up his Earth Shatter here momentarily. They do have Bido now with a Visor, too, so they clean up the kills. And they're going to be looking to maintain this payload around this corner. So only a minute left to go here for Boom. A lot of pressure on their shoulders, but I feel like they've already lived up to, I think, some hopes that they've had. You know, get that 2nd point. They're doing, you know, they were almost on par, I think, in terms of time when they were up against RV.
Absolutely. I'm a little bit surprised. If they want to push this one all the way home, they're going to have to do it in overtime, though, just based on the distance they have on the cart here. Sitting back here is going to be Bido, looking for a little bit. Doesn't find much off that tactical visor, but they're holding a very forward position. The self-destruct comes in over top, but a very nice pull back there from ENCE eSports. Cloudy's got to be careful. They will sound barrier this to keep Cloudy alive as the Earth Shatter comes in afterwards, rewarding his Lucio. Now Transcendence comes out as well. Desperation time from Boom Esports as they continue this push.
Yeah, you can see Yonica is actually very aggressive too. He's not using his defense switch. He could have used it against Bido when the Earth Shatter came through to save his teammates' lives, but he let the Phoenix die. 5 seconds left to go here. The respawn's coming back in for Boom. Cali going down the last few seconds, actually going to force his respawn. Actually gets it just in the nick of time here, so he doesn't get the extra time added on. But that defense matrix buying a lot of time here for Boom to continue to push this payload. To get Groot back up, most importantly, Ponde switching over to the Ana, expecting maybe a Transcendence to come in momentarily, but as we can see, Repo's only at 40% built in.
Yeah, RCK is able to DMAC, and that's going to open things up just a little bit, but Eddie gets nothing out of that tactical visor. Back and forth, they do end up taking down RCK. Now they are just trying to get bodies back on the cart. Need to see a little bit red in the kill feed if Boom wants to try to finish this out. They're getting some bodies on the point. Self-destruct, trying to get everyone off of it, and it does actually find Cali. How do you die there?
He used his own self-destruct, got caught off in that miss. He was like, trying to wait for his resuit. I think it was actually in the middle of a resuit when it came through, but the thing is, the overtime's still taken away. Boom Esports still have a chance to close this one out. Yonica is actually very low HP. He gets desuited here, and Bido is just looking for some sort of kills. He's stick onto the payload to stop this distance from progressing, but Yoko comes in big with the kill on a Trickvide. And somehow Jonakas has not been taken down. He's almost back up to his suit again.
That can't happen at the pro level. I've seen this in the last couple of tournaments. You cannot let Divas get back to their suits with a Bunny Blaster. It should not be happening. Eddie's going to come in. He gets boosted here. Does not have the visor. Maybe he will work his way towards it on this boost, but still a boosted soldier. Nothing to take lightly as they continue to get kill after kill. It has been the DPS for Boom Esports that has driven them through almost finishing Route 66 against ENCE.
I'm not sure how this has happened here, but Boom are still looking on the war path here. Only a couple meters left to go to finish this one off. 4 meters left, and they're still picking up kills. Yoko gets cloudy down. Trickmud's going to fall to Eddie. And you can see the defense switch just again coming out of Yonkaz just to buy extra time for his teammates to stay alive and finish off this map, and Boom will do just that in overtime, like they did previously against RV, but they did it against ENCE eSports.
Pretty stunned. So yeah, I'm pretty stunned. I really thought Boom was going to get blown out of the building. I thought it was going to be completely one-sided. And gutted it out. And I think a lot of it was probably just the DPS play that I said could be the wild card for this. Eddie had some good plays, but it wasn't early. It was to close it out the DPS went off, where Yoko was able to come in, Eddie was able to get a couple kills. And to me, I think early on, the bravery of their Winston play, he was all alone so often. And
you say bravery, I say a maniac.
Yeah,
just jump in by yourself. I'm probably going to die here, but we're going to fight. It's okay.
Fine line.
It's like the dog and like the fire everywhere, the comic.
This is fine.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite comics. I love that comic.
That's what I pretty much imagine when you see him jumping in. He's like, yeah, this is fine.
This is fine. Everything's going to be fine. This is okay.
But they did it. Like, I honestly never expected them to get the first point.
No, either did I. And now you got to be really happy for Boom because now you've got like a very clear path to victory on Route 66. Can we just stop them at some point? Can we just stop them and run the clock
I mean, that's
out?
easier said than done.
Oh, it's a lot easier said than done. I did like that they moved... did ENCE over to the Reinhardt. I still think Reinhardt in that final point is okay, but still got punished a little on the Tracer. Thing is, when you're running Reinhardt, you have to live with the fact. See, I couldn't mentally do it because you have to live with the fact you're going to get pulse bombed every 30 or 40 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, also is that when you play Reinhardt in that final stretch, right? You're in this like nice little hallway. The problem is in this hallway, there's high ground to your left, there's high ground to your right, and like the rest of his team never took that high ground.
Right.
So he's being hit from the front, he's being hit from the left, he's been hit from the right, and your shield only covers 90 degrees in front of you, 180 degrees in front of you. Map. And you can't cover all the
90
angles.
degrees. That'd be like a hard mode.
Yep. So we can't cover all the angles. So then you have a Tracer one end, you have a Soldier one end, you have like a Diva, and you can't stay alive during that. And when you're being spammed that hard, your shield's never going to stay alive either.
Well, a Doomfist sighting has come onto the field. It is RCK, their DPS specialist, so he will be running the new DPS hero in Doomfist, looking for a punch through the tunnel, decides against it. Defensively, they're going to run a Sombra, and this is how Boom had great success defensively against RV.
Well, like I said, the Sombra's going to work out. Already 50% built up, though, for him. So definitely a strong start. Running the solo heal. Ponde actually almost gets taken down here. They should know where he is with the health packs being hacked in. And see RCK actually somehow escaping this one. He's going to get healed up in the meantime, too. But he hasn't really been able to be too effective in the matches just prior and in the match here so far. But I think it's relatively early on. And they still really want to commit into this. Actually, RCK was really successful. Sorry, it was Yonkaz that was not successful on the Doomfist earlier.
Right. Well, they've got the EMP now to be going into here, and EMP actually shuts down Doomfist really, really hard. It shuts down a lot of attack characters, but Doomfist is so reliant on his abilities. His hand cannon is a Nerf gun, essentially, in certain ranges.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, up close and personal, it does a hell of a lot of damage. And that's why you want to keep that distance, which I feel like it's not hard to close the gap as a Doomfist here if you're playing, like, long range with a Soldier. But at the same time is if you commit to that, you're not getting away. Like, you're not going to have a cooldown up in time to escape. You're not like a Winston who can pop his own shield down, hide in that for a couple seconds and jump.
Right.
If you're committing, you're fully committing. And if you don't pick up that kill, you put your team at such a deficit when it comes to the rest of these fights.
Absolutely. So they're going to rotate up through the top here. RCK is looking for a little bit on the Doomfist. Doesn't find a lot of cleave coming in here, and RCK will find the punch on through, but that is a counter alt bonanza from Boom Esports as they put down 5. A huge commitment there, but still, if you're Boom, you're fine with that. They're in spawn again.
I was just going to say, why would you ever want to fight a Doomfist in a hallway like that, where he has like every opportunity to knock you into a wall?
You do not, is the correct
when
answer.
you don't. But when the whole team groups up for it, then it's like, hey, pulse bomb. That's pretty easy to hit.
Yeah.
And boom, keep in mind, we have 1:40 remaining here for ENCE. Boom have been able to hold ENCE back on this first point. ENCE, like loser of this match in general, is going to be out of the entire tournament. And ENCE is on the back foot.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have far to go for them at least.
This is the decider match, and it will be decided who goes home.
He's hacked.
That is a nice hack. Takes RCK out of the fight, at least momentarily. So mobile dependent, and that means that he is dead as Yoko cleans him up below 90 seconds, and they've been unable to get her on first bend for ENCE eSports. This has got to be frustrating for them.
Go D.Va! You need a D.Va here, guys. You have triple hit scan. Why would you not go D.Va?
This is their map pick. This is their map pick, too.
Yeah, but they're losing it because they're not playing smart. They're not playing the right heroes. Like, yeah, you have Doomfist. He's playable, but, like, he's not good in this situation. When there's triple hit scan, you make D.Va that much more powerful.
Yeah, well, Callie would be the player who would have run the D.Va, so maybe after this pulse bomb, but it might be a little too late. There is a visor that is out, but Eddie gets punched. There, that means that Beto should have a pretty free reign over the top, but he's getting hunted down by the D.Va. Doomfist on the ground getting a little more work, but it has been Yoko.
It's a campfire.
Yoko takes down two.
There's a campfire, and they're all making s'mores here around this mega hell pack, and they're all getting healed up. Like, this is ENCE. You have to change something up. You have 30 seconds to do it. You pretty much just almost given up this map, and it's only a best of 3. There's no 4 maps. It's not how it's working here in this tournament. Reapa's finally able to respond with a kill onto Eddie as he's trying to sit back, trying to sit out of range of Pandy. But still, the kills aren't really convincing just yet. Yoko's going to fall, and RCK finally does clean him up. So maybe ENCE will finally get some momentum back here, but that was not convincing. That was not the ENCE eSports that we expected to be coming into this match. This isn't the ENCE we saw earlier.
No, not at all. And I think you're 100% correct just based on hero choices and decisions there. You need to be running the D.Va there to try to shut it down. I think they're enamored with the Doomfist here and trying to support that and just try to go triple DPS with the Doomfist.
But this is something that I give credit for ENCE in the first match, is that they were flexible. They could play different compositions, but they're still trying to really hammer home this Doomfist.
I'd be surprised if we don't see a D.Va here on second point after Callie uses the pulse bomb. As I mentioned, Callie would be the D.Va player for them. And at some point, you're going to need the upward mobility. You're going to need the verticality that a D.Va will offer. The MP comes in, though, looking for the cleanup, and it is there. RCK down, Cloudy down. Yoko
so
will
tilted.
fall. Yes, you are.
It's just like, all right, I have attack visor. What do you have to stop me? Nothing. Like, it's so frustrating that you need a D.Va here. They still have triple DPS, and they're still not switching. And it's not working. That's the thing. Like, it took you 5 minutes of time to capture this first point. Why? Yeah.
We're going to be in overtime again if they get the second, because it's about 90 seconds left.
Let's maybe look at a positive aspect of this. Like, what can they do now in this situation to turn it around? I mean, the thing is they have to stay really spread out, right? Reapa needs to be, I guess, a little bit more cover. The problem is that they don't have a D.Va to cover him, so he's really easily susceptible to being finished off, as we saw Pandey do there. And once they get that kill, they just all rush in. And you have nothing to kill Pandey. There's no McCree to stop him. There's no hook. Like, there's no instant kill mechanic for him, besides RCK, which is going to be really hard to hit anyways. And then he just gets away after picking up that kill.
The hacks have been absolutely brutal for them, too. And as you mentioned, they're just cooking s'mores around these packs. They're still running this EMP. All right, so if ENCE doesn't win this next fight, I've given up hope for ENCE, because they're going to have everything.
Well, EMP came in, but the Transcendence was just a second too early, but Kali still died nonetheless. You can't heal through with that burst damage a Soldier can really do here. The hack, well, the Sound Barrier is going to be there to follow up with, to at least buy them a little bit extra safety, a little bit of safety enough to push in through. And Yoko will go down to RCK with that Doomfist, as well as Zika Damasta. So he picks himself up a double kill, and now Boom maybe needs to regroup here, but they bought a lot of time. And they're forcing, ENCE to play with so little time that mistakes are easily made. And that's when you can capitalize on it.
They are probably going to come in here. They're finally off of the Sombra. There will be a Primal Rage if they want to come in here and try to stall out. ENCE had to use a decent amount of ults there just to be able to get this fight going, and it does seem like now the Primal Rage should be coming in momentarily as he's on the cart, but there's no one up here to deny this high ground. Baito is just having the time of his life. Meteor Strike takes down the opposing 76. Still, this fight continues. A nice kick to the face takes down Callie, but ENCE eSports is getting the better of this one as well, Jason.
Never knew Athlete's Foot could be so deadly, or even if robots can get, or Omnis can get Athlete's Foot. Either way, they do get the kills, and ENCE will be able to, in overtime, capture the second point. But again, the 2 points in overtime, that's something that we never would have expected into this series. And now ENCE really need to group, come together here. They're not going to have, if they do finish, let's just assume they can, they're not going to have that much more time than Boom. And Boom's first, point take was a lot more convincing than ENCE's.
They've really only got 2 pushes to get through last here, and you have to imagine some sort of overtime might come into this. Cloudy's going to have Primal Rage up. Wouldn't like Rust be a robot's version of like Athlete's Foot?
Isn't that a Gangrene then? Isn't it like
the
robot's version of Gangrene? Something like that. Anytime RCK gets a kill on Eddie, I think he came in from the backside, got the charge kill onto him, is able to go for the escape as well. You can see his shield maybe coming in whenever he does land these abilities, but only on 100 HP. Doesn't have the ability to really escape here, but luckily for him, he's not being focused down. And Boomer just falling apart at the seams.
And they have not been able to find any sort of stabilization factor. Perhaps they can get everyone out as 6 here. They need to wait and do that. They need to know that they really only have to win 1 fight. They're transcending and spawn just to try to get out. Meteor Strike's going to come out looking for targets here. Doesn't find much just yet, but now finds a Winston up top, unable to finish him off just yet. The combo dashes him up against the wall. That Winston is hardy as he lives through most of that. Finally taken down. 2 quick kills now for ENCE. They try to finish it out off the back of a sound barrier as well, and it is all over but the crying for Boom. They're going to be able to come out and stall this. I don't know if they can do it. They're going to need a miracle. Yoko unable to provide that as he eats a Helix to the feet. I think we're going to a second half of Route 66, Jason.
I'm going to say knee. I'm really disappointed.
Oh, a Helix to the knee?
Yeah.
I used to be a tracer. I took a Helix to the... Hey, I got a video game reference.
Yeah. Hey.
Little Skyrim.
Wait, Skyrim?
Isn't it Skyrim?
No, it is, yeah. I will actually say that Ponde is like becoming one of my favorite support players I've ever seen.
Yeah? Why's that?
Because I've seen him switch in like these really crucial times. He's playing... he's playing like the Zenyatta for the team, right? But then he realizes, okay, well, we're like on the last point, and I don't have Transcendence anytime soon, so I'm going to switch to Ana because I know they have Trance coming up. So we can use the Bio Grenade. Like, we've seen him do that a couple times against RV and now here against ENCE. Like, that's so smart as a support player.
Right.
And then realizing, obviously it's very situational. Like, if they didn't finish, he might want to stick to the Zenyatta or potentially switch to Yana, but to have that knowledge of like, I need to switch over because they have a way bigger ult advantage than me, and we just need those like 1 or 2 kills in overtime to stop them from finishing.
Right, it's smart, and also just straight up his Sombra play has been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
The team's
it was very lackluster against RV, but we didn't really get to see much of it. That was the problem.
The team seems... I don't want to overanalyze and be the sports psychologist. They seem calmer, though, because they're playing around the Sombra more.
I don't know. I think we forgot to tell them to equip their mood rings, so we can't really tell.
It is hard. I can't even see their fingers from here.
Can we actually have... That'd be crazy.
The mood rings?
Like a mouse that like dubs as a mood ring, so you just see the color of their mouse or something like that and see like, what their mood is?
I mean, you know mood rings aren't real, right, Jason?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, like, they exist, they're a thing, but they don't actually tell you their mood.
They don't?
It's like thermals. It's like, remember the clothing line Body Glove, which just like got warmer as you touched it?
Body Glove?
That's the same stuff.
Sounds like a condom brand.
Well, Jesus, man. All right, so this is a family show. Moving on, Doomfist tries to come through.
Well, not a family show because you're wearing a condom. Hey.
Jeez. ENCE eSports does get a couple of very quick kills on the defense, so this push is all but over right away. As the Doomfist coming out from Boom eSports, not as effective. And I would wonder how often they're gonna how they're gonna stick with this. I guess they don't have time to switch up, right? They're all in going this way on it already. They've only got 15 seconds. That is not the push that you want. You'd like to get it at least around the bend, but given the starting clock they had, it is now or never for Boom eSports to try to get a little progress on Route 66. And despite how well they played, this is not the push that you want.
I mean, they're trying to run the Doomfist again, and it's just not working out. They wanted that instant kill potential that like Roadhog used to give you, but the way the ENCE are playing, they're not giving you an opportunity to really hit anything against the wall, but they're actually giving them a lot of ground here, surprisingly. Kali, very low on HP. They do get a sound barrier off, so maybe they backed away to make sure to have this big ultimate, and they do take Ponde down before he has his Transcendence, which he could have had in this fight, but that blade coming through, it looks like ENCE will hold them here right around the bend.
I think part of it is I just don't know what else Yanukaz would play. He hasn't really been exceptional on any other DPS so far, so it's going to be different. I mean, you know what Yoko can bring. It's just what is Yanukaz able to do? Well, that is not the push you wanted there. 37 meters, and they're going to have the defense of their life to be able to win this match.
Well, they have to fight right off the bat, right?
Yeah, and
unless you want to wait for the S-bend, and then there you're pretty much putting all your eggs in one. I mean, technically both attacks, you're putting all your eggs in one basket because either you're defending right off the bat, and if you lose that fight, they're going to get around that corner, or you wait.
Right.
So I would say you wait then. You want to look for chip. You want to look for like potential early
it'd
kill.
be such a heartbreaker for Boom, though, to come out and be so close to taking the first map and then be unable to do it. But that push was just tough. I don't think their offense is... I just really wonder what Yanukaz is playing, you know, because I know he's not only played Doomfist, but I don't remember his big plays or anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. He's had a couple of decent self-destructs.
That's true. Very true.
I think it's not necessarily his Doomfist. Okay, so it's really tricky to like analyze someone's play on a hero, especially when it's like a new hero.
Yeah,
because
right.
You could have like the world's best Genji on a team that doesn't support doesn't support you playing Genji really well.
Awful, yeah.
Exactly, it'll still look awful. So like his Doomfist could be really good. We've seen some decent things out of it, but maybe the team isn't playing around or doesn't know how to play around his Doomfist that well, or the style he wants to play it. So it's kind of hard to argue whether Doomfist has been doing well or bad.
Yeah.
It's just that the team in general like hasn't made it look good, if anything.
Well, there you see the end point they have to get to. Yellow box on the ground. The diagonal's in it right there. Trying to get to that box, and Boom is going to try to stop them. They're going to have about 2 pushes to it as we're already about 45 seconds here. And they have to fight. At some point, they got to come around this bend. Still just doing the dance back and forth, both looking for a little bit of chip damage, a little poke damage. And again, they got to stay on the cart here.
I'm not a huge fan of the Sombra, actually, because the health pack that you want to go to the Mega is so far away.
It's far, yeah. Unless you're going to hack the... Well, they did hack the small behind the pillar, but this one is pretty much over. That is 3 quick kills and a punch to the face for Yanukaz as he goes down. And this is the power of the Doomfist, able to get those combos going. The abilities reset so quickly. And it's just going to take people a while to understand his potential and how to play around him.
I mean, people didn't fully know how to play Genji off the bat. And people didn't know how to fully play D.Va off the bat.
Yeah.
And people didn't know fully how to play Hanzo. I mean, people still don't know fully how to play Hanzo.
Yeah.
At least according to my rank games.
Yes. All of those heroes are very, very underpowered, so how would you be able to play them?
I mean, Mei as well. Like,
Jason knows me too well. I'm not going to get into it because I'm just enjoying these ragdolls way too much from the Doomfist punches. He is fun to watch. There's something inherently joyful about just watching a hero punch things.
Thinking of that, D.Va differently, but wouldn't it be funny if your D.Va, because you always see D.Vas like shoot their ultimate straight up, right?
Yeah.
And like they're still above it. Like if you could ride your suit.
Right, yeah.
Like you ride it up.
Yeah, that'd be
like
cool.
Ride it into battle like a trusty steed.
Noble steed, take me. I think.
And then you just like, you do your emote on top, the selfie, as it blows up right on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she could definitely do that now because remember she used to die to her own ult.
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
You could definitely do it now. You should get bonus. You should get bonus damage if you ride your bomb into battle.
Faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Something like that. All right. Well. That's a heartbreaker for Boom because we said that if they can take it to the third map, that third map's going to be Assault. And Assault is a mode where anything can happen for a lot of teams.
Right.
And I think it actually would have favored Boom because of their Sombra play. Their Sombra play looked very good on Route 66.
It's pretty convincing.
But now their map choice is Lijiang Tower, which we'll be going to next. And this is a great tracer map, so we might see a lot of TVT.
We do have to keep in mind for everyone at home watching is that this was like a full pick ban for the map phase.
Full pick ban.
So
every map we have on
We've
here.
had control second every match so far. It's not like they have to play control second, you know. So just to keep that in mind, it's just because they're choosing to play that. I mean, if we take a look at the bans really quickly, we can just kind of get an idea. So, like, for instance, Boom, they banned out Kings Row, then they banned out Hollywood. They banned out like as many payloads as they possibly could. Nambani, Kings Row, Hollywood, all taken away.
Yeah.
They eventually did ban out on like two of the CP maps, and then like Control was like one of the last ones they banned away. So like definitely not favoring any of the payload type maps. Bido does get a nice knockoff onto Phoenix, which shouldn't happen. It's a Winston. You could just jump back in, unless he messed the jump up.
Yeah, that's not great. That's not how you want to start it off. And this is something that Boom should know about ENCE, because ENCE, maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on it, but there are very few teams in Europe who consistently run a pharmacy. It's more of a North American prospect. There are teams in Europe that will run it on occasion, but of the teams in this tournament, ENCE is one of the only ones who will run the pharmacy pretty often, and control maps, and Lijiang Tower especially, can lend itself to the pharmacy. They're dealing with it right now. Yoko comes in, gets a dash through. Both of the Winstons now out of it as RCK answers in time with their own dash through on their own. Very back and forth, but that's a huge kill from Cali. Takes down the Mercy in their own combo. And now Boom eSports fighting without their biggest healer. Will likely give up first point. A little stall comes in, though.
I feel like RCK is like the type of player who he really plays the kind of heroes well that like get a lot of momentum on it. Like, so for instance, like Genji, you get a kill, you get your dash reset, you get a kill, you get a dash reset. So like, I feel like and those like really high intensity, quick, fast-paced reaction time, necessity kind of situations he does really well. We saw his Doomfist, on Route 6 at the end as well, where it just really performed well.
Target acquisition is one of his strong points, of knowing where that next kill is before you finish the first kill, and that's what you see a lot of really high-end players do.
My target acquisition's great. I just can't get that first kill.
Yeah, exactly. I know what I wanted to do. I was going to get a 3K if that first K just would have happened. Well, they will start it up. The blade comes out from Yoko. Yoko's able to get one there, and that is 3 quick kills for the side of Boom eSports, but all wiped away in an instant with the resurrection comes out from Reaper. And that has got to be a heartbreaking moment right there. The barrage comes in as well. And both of the combo pieces for Boom eSports now out of this fight, Jason.
Yeah, so Trick goes down, but he was trying to save his sound barrier. He could obviously use it to keep himself alive, but he wanted to save it for the next fight. Thinking ahead, thinking to the next target acquisition, the next fight acquisition, I guess we can call it.
Exactly.
Where he wants to save it into the next one, whereas they use the other support ultimate with the resurrection, which, speaking of that, it's almost back up again, now 80%.
Boom trying to answer a combo with a combo of their own. It's just a very valid tactic. Sunbird comes in from ENCE to start this fight off. They're able to take down the opposing Lucio, so they're not going to be answered by that own sound barrier. I think you maybe have to res. Yeah, the res comes up, but 2 quick kills after the fact. They had to res Zik right there because he had sound barrier up, but he didn't get it down in time to save the 2 fall after it. That is 2 support ultimates essentially wasted, Jason. That's brutal for Boom.
Well, the thing is, Reaper had his up too. He got it back up from the fight before, and didn't need to use it. He could have gotten RCK up, but again, thinking ahead, thinking to the next fight, thinking for the next chance. And now with 90%, like even if Boom do use ultimates to take this point, which they don't even have, they're gonna need another set of ultimates thereafter to maintain control, or to at least secure it. They can get the contestation, if anything. Oh, okay.
Poorly timed resurrection there to not be able to bring up his team when he wanted to. But that is in the past, 99% now, and it is all up to Boom to try to bring this back. Yoko's got his blade up. He goes for it.
They're all trying to die, but they just can't. They tried to die. 4 of them had like less than 2 bars of health, and they just would not die because they want to get the res onto them.
Play aggro for the res, no cleanup there. Well, that's just doubly embarrassing, right? They're trying to die, and Boom can't clean up those kills even with a Dragon Blade. All right, so ENCE is up 1-0 in the set, 1-0 on the map. This is a best-of-3 decider match for Group A. Winner of this match will move on out of groups, go to the semifinals tomorrow. Of course, Gamers Origin has already qualified. After this, they're going to be going to Group B. A lot of teams there that we'll check out there later. And
you get to see Giganti with their new edition of not only Davin, but Big Goose.
Yeah, Big Goose is the newest edition, because I think Davin played with them a little bit in Contenders, didn't he?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Because roster's unlocked. Right, okay. So, yeah, so with Big Goose, they added to the team as their Lucio player.
Yeah, Big Goose, former Alpha Squad. Regardless, RCK is getting the Doomfist in there. That is 3 Doomfist kills. He is riding that momentum. Bandy is able to take him out eventually, but at what cost, Jason? At what cost?
I forgot I'm casting with the guy who actually watches things. Mitch doesn't watch like any movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
Then you don't watch any anime. We'll make you start watching anime. We'll make this happen.
It's okay.
ZP would be proud.
I did watch some Cowboy Bebop. I watched 5 minutes of the first episode.
Didn't like it.
Huh? No, I just wanted to watch something else.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. Anyways, now we're going to see Yannikas come in with his own Doomfist. And he's going to lose the 1v1 battle against RCK, who just comes in from behind, gets a nice little clean kill, and is looking for more. Let's look how mobile he is around this map, too. Like, he can get on the high ground there towards the Mega, then dash back across the map. Like, it's going to be very hard to finish off a Doomfist here.
I think people have figured out is his abilities and his combos and his kill potential. I don't know if people have mastered the art of Doomfist mobility just yet. I think that will come in time, and that's when he's going to be truly frightening. Boom eSports down in this fight, 40% in, counting for the side of ENCE. The equalizing ultimate that should come out in the next fight, should they be able to get in here, would be the EMP, but Cloudy's looking to hit a money shatter, but unable to get there, gets out of position. A nice transcend going to save everyone.
I think he used it just to preemptively stop the
the EMP came out. EMP came out and got nothing.
Oh, it did come out, you're right.
So great response there from Reaper to save his team during that EMP, the transcend out, and that is the sign of an excellent Zenyatta. That is your Kareev levels Zenyatta to be able to know that that EMP is coming out, get your transcend out in time.
Look at you, being all American. Boombox.
Sure, but
we're in Europe.
The last one I saw was Kareev.
No, you're right. Boombox is getting the kills. He's more of a fragger.
Yeah, no, Kareev was the one who was just dancing around those EMPs all the time. I saw it on Volskaya time and time again, but that's exactly what you have to do. Boom is having a hard time just even getting in here, and they are looking for answers. Eddie's off 76, trying to go to the Tracer. So there's been, there's
95. They can't touch it. Sorry, there's like no way they can touch it anymore. Oh, they do have a man there.
Yeah, they got someone on there right now, so they should be able to get back in now. But that will be giving up his life just to get there. Another punch goes through Zeke Damasta, and he is now down. Boom eSports has gotten very little done this entire match. A pulse bomb comes in onto Reaper, but it has been too late. He's done too much damage. They will take stage number 2 of Lijiang unless a miracle happens. Meteor strike out. Does not even need it. ENCE eSports, one stage away from getting out of groups and going to the semifinals.
Well, you talked about Yoko, right? Talked about his Genji.
Yeah.
Nice little Earth Shatter Cloudy there to shut him down once the Dragon Blade came out, not give him an opportunity to use it, which I think that was like his first of that map.
Yeah.
Of actually getting a Dragon Blade up. Really good control.
It used to be, before Dive was in full effect, holding onto your Shatter for Dragon Blade was a valid strat.
Yeah, Nano Blade.
You used to just wait for it, because Nano Blades were coming in. And now that we see Reinhardt back, I mean, the meta has been opened up a little bit, at least in this tournament. We're seeing a lot of different compositions. So it's not just Dive v Dive anymore. And I think a lot of that is because Doomfist gets added in, and then people are playing around that. So it's been interesting to see. I'm sure people are happy that Reinhardt and Zarya are back in the mix. It's healthy right now. It feels like a healthy tournament so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, look at this. You see some Junkrat. Come on. What more do you want? It's desperation because they have to do something, but Junkrat, he could be okay here. It's actually a decent stage for him.
I want to see Torbjorn.
Oh, yeah, I want to see Torbjorn too.
And Arista. Who?
I
knew that was coming. All right, well, moving into this one, looks like they're going to go for the point. Looks like Boom have been able to get onto the point. Or I thought initially they got onto the point because you can see them all spread around it, but somehow they've actually given up so much ground that now ENCE is the ones fighting on top of it. Let me see a double loop coming. Cloudy's going to be the one to fall initially, but Zika the Master's going to fall. More like Zika the Apprentice. Shows him
nail
up.
it.
I've been holding on to that one for a while.
Glad you let it go.
Are we still talking about this thing?
Yeah, it's just still nothing from Boom right now. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Good.
All right.
Well, that was a tire coming through. She's taken down indirectly by a fire strike out of Cloudy. So that Rip Tire not going to do whole much for Yoko. And again, the mobility at Doofus, you can see right there. Able to get in the high ground, take away from Eddie, who has to just give up this ground. He cannot be afforded to be charged because he's just going to die.
And they've still found no entry here. And even when they come around this door next, there is the Graviton, does get one, and that's going to negate a boosted Reinhardt. He spends most of his time in the air. He does get a couple of kills, but they're all way too late. It is still ENCE holding the dominant position at this point. And now 50% and counting for ENCE, trying to punch their ticket to the semis. What does Boom have to do here? Does it have to be a fatty shatter, fatty pulse bomb, something here?
Someone has to go big. And the thing is, we're now seeing Yoko instead of Yannikaz on the Doomfist. So we were switching him on to Zarya, which is at 50% of his ultimate, so it's a while to go for that one. Yoko, see if he can make anything happen with his Doomfist, which so far doesn't seem to have happened. So Pandey's going to go down, roll to the Meteor Strike, and just the kills aren't coming through. But at least they did bait out quite a few ultimates. So now for me, what they need to do come into the next fight, because they're not going to win this one, is block the Earth Shatter, and then you have a chance. Because Zika's going to have his Sound Barrier, where Trickbite doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's just the fights are coming at the wrong times for them. The Pulse Bomb's fine, but it was late in the fight, and it's in a position where they can't even fight, so what's the point of taking out the Reinhardt? You're not going to get back in there. They are able to get in near the point. This is the closest position they've had on the point, and they'll just give it up for free right now. Sound Barrier forced out of Boom eSports as ENCE looking to come back in. Just a little poke going.
He didn't block the Shatter. Yannikaz is going to go down before he gets his Graviton Surge. He just now has it up. If it would have blocked that, he would have been able to keep teammates alive long enough to make sure to have some sort of combo, some sort of staying power, and I think that's just done it. 95%. I don't think there's a chance here for Boom to contest.
All right, he's going to get back in, but he eats a charge shot right away, and that's going to make the clock go down and punch out of the way as Phoenix tries to come in. Exit stage Doomfist out of there. And that is ENCE eSports getting themselves to the semifinals. We will see them tomorrow. And Boom, as good as they looked on Route 66, once it started going bad, went all the way bad for them. The Estonians unable to pull it out.
You know what that was, right? That was Final Destination 1, where the person walking across the street gets hit by a bus out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's pretty much just exactly what we saw.
That was pretty much it, yeah.
Oh, I should have looked at the cafe and expected it coming. Anyways, yep. Like I said, ENCE do move on through a little bit further on to the tournament. They move on to tomorrow to join Gamers Origin from Group A.
Right.
So if I'm not mistaken, Seed 1 from Group A plays against Seed 2 from Group B, and Seed 2 from Group A plays against Seed 1 from Group B. The hard part now for ENCE
yes.
is that they're looking at potentially playing Giganti if an XNIP, XRIP do make it through out of first place.
If they are the first place out of that, of course, the others in the group are ASUS, Helsinki Reds, and Nuriki. And so that is the end of Group A for us. Of course, the people moving on, Gamers Origin, we didn't get to see, but we'll get to see play tomorrow for sure, as they're going to be in the semis with that first seed out of 1. ENCE eSports, who coming into this, we hadn't seen a ton of them, but we did a little research on them, and we knew they looked good. They were probably going to be the second out of this group. So Group A holding form, and we'll see what goes on with Group B. We've got 3 more sets coming up, and I think we're going to start it off with, actually, I don't know.
Don't know, but in the meantime, we're going to head to the stage of the interview with ENCE as they make it through to tomorrow.
Splendid job as usually. Congratulations to Quad and ENCE going through.
Oh, thank you. The Route 66 was a really tough one. We were expecting the Sombra a lot, but they played it differently than one team that's been practicing versus us a lot. So it kind of got us off guard, but at least we got it from the overtime. And, well, the Lijiang was just our show.
Yeah, it looked like your show. Is Liang really that strong, Matt, on you?
It's kind of strong, but like we just have a different mindset for every King of the Hill map, and we just got our steam engine to roll on Lijiang, so there's nothing can stop me there. Or me, us.
Oh, it's always good to take a little of the glory on yourself, isn't it? Heading towards tomorrow, there's lots of great Finnish teams coming from the Group B. Is there someone who you especially want to face?
Well, we're already facing Team Giganti in the ESM or Finnish Championship, so we're excited to finally face them. But also, if we're gonna face ENCE eSports, that's gonna be really exciting. But like, there's plenty of good teams. Helsinki Reds, if they're gotten out of their slump, Hyper-wise and BBR. Not a shot at you. I just hope you're getting out of the slump. But yeah, ENCE and Team Giganti are the most like exciting teams we want to face from the Group B.
All right. Congratulations once again. Good luck tomorrow. Try to get a good night of rest. And on that note, it's time to head a little bit longer break. But once we get back here, it's hell of a Group B, full of great Finnish teams fighting for those 2 spots to go in the playoffs on Friday. So when we come back, don't miss it out.